The inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings. The inherent virtue of socialism is the equal sharing of miseries, meaning both the political philosophies of capitalism and socialism can not only be considered to be counterproductive, dangerous, malicious, and wicked in one or another, but they also have always had their own problems, deficiencies, shortcomings, drawbacks that just have not been sufficiently, essentially, fundamentally realized, reckoned, identified by most people in the world, and that's why there are people who absolutely advocate for and support and admire and want absolute total capitalistic control in their society, states, and countries, ultimately only to be overrun, overpowered, and overwhelmed by capitalistic vice, by greed, exploitation, manipulation of their resources, perceptions, educations, funds, opportunities, successes. And also there are those group and communities of people that absolutely support for vote and want socialism or communism in their lives, in their societies, by not absolutely being aware or by also denying, overlooking, refusing its wickedness, sins, dangers, and evils in one or another because they admire the theoretical philosophy of socialism. They don't know the actual realities. They don't know what happens on the ground. They have never known what happened during the Soviet Union, during the rule of Stalin. Hundreds of thousands or millions of people were basically murdered just because of their unwillingness, defiance to fight against the Nazis, to join the war of the Soviet Union against the Nazi Germany. Simply, the Soviets killed their own people, and that's the suffering of socialism. That it never solves anything, but it only keeps people in the illusion that is going to solve everything, resolve crisis, poverty, inequality, injustice, and provide the people basically, essentially, with everything that they deserve, only to create more and more poverty, crisis, suffering in their lives, so that we're never able to break away and fight back against and conquer the system of socialism, and the socialist state cannot be dethroned either, because it will never give us absolutely that which we need. And the vice of capitalism is that it creates gross, dangerous inequalities and injustices in the society in terms of wealth, resources, fortunes, because the rich are not only rich, but they are going to continue to get richer and more prosperous, while the poor are dangerously suffering and weak, and they are going to become poorer, more miserable than they are now in the present.